Okay, I finally managed to get the whole cabin enclosed. The outer skin is on. This is the plywood that'll be underneath the fiberglass skin. As you can see, I put some styrofoam on the roof and a little bit here. And the idea was to heat it inside so I could start gluing the styrofoam on with something other than liquid nails. But it's a little too cold out. It's -6°C here, so it never got warm enough to do anything in there. But the rear of the trailer was very hard to do. The problem was nothing would line up straight. I made a big mistake, and if you're building a trailer like this, you should never do the front first and then carry on to the back and then try to do the back and expect it to all line up. It's not going to line up. And it didn't. So I had to tear off 3 sheets of plywood off the back, 1 off the top, and start all over again. And eventually I made it work. You can see there's a little bit of a lip there that needs to be trimmed off, but I got it all nice and flat and square and straight. But it would have been much easier if I had just built each sidewall, put the roof cross members on, just the roof, and then anchored this wall down to the floor with some cross braces, angle braces, sorry, and then done all the flat part of the roof from front to back, and then worked the shaped corners, the shaped ends, down from the top and underneath. Instead of what I did was I started with this piece and the far piece, shaped the front of the trailer, and then I kept working on the back, and then it came up from down below, and of course nothing matched. It looked like it was going to match. I thought it was. If you've seen some of my earlier videos, I was quite positive I had it almost perfect, but it gets so stiff. This is a very strong type of construction, even though the plywood looks so flimsy. When you glue it on and get it tight with the screws and everything, if you're out 1/4 of an inch, it might as well be a mile. It's not going to fit together. But at any rate, after wasting probably 4 sheets of plywood, I got it right. And now it's good. Oops. And inside, you can see we now have a bit of a cabin. And like I said, I was hoping it would warm up enough. I've got a heater here. It's just a 1500 watt heater. I was hoping it would get warm enough that I could start insulating and using just plain old carpenter's glue, which seems to stick styrofoam to white styrofoam anyway, to wood very well. Other than using, I did not want to use liquid nails. When I glue the plywood together to the styrofoam, I will use a roller and yellow carpenter's glue, and that will work really well. But unfortunately, I wasted the last 3 days fixing my mistakes. So if I ever do this again, that's the way I'll do it. I will brace up this wall down to the floor, stud this wall, and then put the plywood on the roof where it's all flat, and then work both ways. And I think that'll do the trick. But at any rate, I'm quite happy with it now. I really like the shape of the trailer. And tomorrow what I'm going to do is I'm going to start insulating. But for the first little while, I guess you can't see much over here. Not too much light over here. But for the first little while, what I'm going to do is cut strips of cut strips of styrofoam and fit them in between the ribs, but not glue them on. I'm just going to keep fitting them and fitting them and fitting them until most of the inside of the trailer is insulated, but nothing will be glued. Then I'll turn the heat back on, get it nice and warm, and take one piece of styrofoam off at a time and then glue it on properly. That way it won't get cold in there. I can use the glue that I want to use, which is this LePage product, outdoor wood glue. And my experiments have shown that it works very well. Anyway, shut all the lights off, except for in the trailer and that one. I'll get that later. And thanks for watching.